What's up, guys? Frugal BC coming at you with another crypto talk today. I've got Adam Bergman of the Adam Bergman Show. How you doing today, Adam?
Man, I'm great. Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Heck yeah, man. I usually like to start these things out with a banger. So the one I'm going to ask you about is like you're extremely prolific on YouTube. Like you got a lot of videos every day coming out. How do you keep up that pace, man?
Thank you, BC, for asking me. I really do appreciate it. Man, at the end of the day, it's all about how much time you put into something, how much effort you put into something. And I really do feel that if you work hard enough into something, put your time into it, you're going to reach success. So, yeah, man, I just find any opportunity I can to make content between my several YouTube channels, between my TikToks, my shorts, all that stuff.
Are you a full-time content creator? Is this what you're doing for a living now?
I am a full-time content creator right now. I am. Right now, I am.
How did you make that
So
jump?
I had
If I can ask you, how did you make that jump?
Not a problem. I had a business for 19 years, and my son got born just a little bit over a year ago. And when my son got born, I said, "Listen, I have a couple of choices that I can make in life. I could continue to do 14-hour a day work, and I had a successful business. It was a seven-figure business, or I can switch and pivot and start doing YouTube." And at that time, everything was like going great too. You were getting tons of AdSense and everything was going crazy, lots of promotions. And then this whole recession hit and
Yeah.
things changed. I'm sure you deal with it all the time with your
Yep.
own. And
Yeah, I
so,
noticed
yeah,
my views just like tanked as soon as like along with the crypto price, my views went along with the crypto price. And I did some searching on Google Trends, and it looks like a lot of those search terms people are just not as it's that age old thing. When the prices are skyrocketing, everyone's really excited about it. And then when the prices are low and everyone probably should be buying in, they just don't care.
that's the funniest thing. Like when Bitcoin is at like 60,000, everybody's like, "Oh, I want to buy Bitcoin. I want to buy Bitcoin is going to the moon." And then when Bitcoin goes down, people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to buy. I'm going to wait until it dips a little bit more." It's freaking insane what's happening.
It,
Um, I, I'm just thankful that I'm able to make content. And to be honest, I'm a 10 times better investor now than I was before. And I learn things every single day. Do you deal with stocks at all or no?
I do actually. Most of my portfolios is an index fund. So crypto is kind of the fun stuff I play around with on the edges.
So I actually right until this phone call, I was playing the whole day. I started swing trading options, mostly SPY and QQQ, and I started selling covered puts and covered calls as well to get more residual income, because since my income is straight from my investments and straight from YouTube, um, I needed to make the difference in the deficit. So thankfully, I get some decent staking from governance rewards from Algorand.
Mhm.
Um, Not quite enough, and I have a few real estate properties. And now I'm like, okay, well, I have a lot of stocks, and the market's going to be down for a while. Let me start doing some swing trading. So it's pretty cool. Very very interesting. And I got into it with actually my Patreon group. So we have like shout out to the Wolf Pack. We all get together and we talk about different investments, crypto stocks. So really, really cool.
Mhm. Speaking of crypto, let's go back a little. How did you first get into crypto, and how did you first get into Algorand? Because I know a lot of your content is around Algorand, but not all of it.
Sure. So I got into crypto right before the last peak of Bitcoin. So probably before it hit 19,000, I probably started getting into Bitcoin when it was around 10 or 12,000, literally right before the mass entrance of everybody else, like a couple of months before. And I ran Bitcoin up to 19,000. I doubled my money. I bought it like 100 grand. I ended up making 200. Like I made 100 on top, and I thought I was the man. I thought I was the smartest person in the world. I sold at 19 and change, and then I started rebuying at like 12. Except it just never stopped dipping. And well, you know the story, how everything kept
Yep.
going down.
Mhm.
I kept it, and to my surprise, when I look in my wallet recently, I'm like, oh wow, everything started going up. And when I started doing YouTube, I really started getting into DeFi more. I really started getting into like how the actual blockchains work, and I really like token plays and things like that. And it kind of lit a fire under my butt to start learning more and more. And that led me to Algorand, and I've been in Algorand, probably for around a year. I really wasn't speaking about it much in the beginning of my channel because, to be honest, nobody cared about Algorand. Nobody watched Algorand. All people cared about was meme tokens. And I talk about plays that I own, right? I won't talk about something that I don't own for the most part.
Mhm.
And I try to throw an Algorand here and there, but nobody wanted to listen. Now, finally, Algorand's, so that's how I got into crypto. I just did different types of investments, and I just stuck to it.
Yeah, that's a lot like my entrance into, I mean, I tell people that even though I get called an Algorand channel a lot because I do a lot of Algorand content, I don't consider myself an Algorand channel. I just use it a lot because it works. And like, that was kind of my entrance too. It's like, I was trying different things because I got excited about DeFi and I thought, hey, this seems like a really cool opportunity. And then the first time you do something on ETH and you get like nailed with the gas fees, you're like, oh, this sucks. So, and then when I started,
Back.
there we are. I thought I thought it was just gonna completely disconnect there. I never had that happen before. Weird.
Yeah, I stayed on. So yeah, you were on your journey of trying to
Yeah.
do DeFi and Algorand.
Yeah, like so I started, I had some Algorand on Coinbase, and then they cut off the staking rewards, but I found you could still stake it through the wallet. So I'm like, cool, let's try that out. And then I was like, oh, now I have the wallet. Now it's easy to do all these other DeFi. And then Yieldly popped up. That was the first thing. And so I tried that, and then it was just, more and more stuff kept getting added, and I started doing more content about it, and people really liked it. They wanted to know more. And yeah, that's where I am today. I mean, I even moved my ETH and my Bitcoin are on the Algorand blockchain now because
Is it really?
I'm starting to not trust the exchanges after the Celsius and Voyager situations.
How did you transfer your ETH and your Bitcoin?
So you could use GoMint, and I know that's like the more institutional way to do it and to kind of convert it over to bridge it over. I just sold it. I basically just sold it for Algorand, moved the Algorand to my wallet. And then I bought actually bought PBTC because Tiny Man has that farming pool. And then I think I just bought like Go ETH. I still have my ETH 2 from the merger, so that's interesting. But
Nice. I know you do some lofty videos, right? I saw a
I
couple of
do.
your I saw some of your videos. I think if I'm not mistaken, you were like the first person to do lofty and actually follow up how much you're making on it. And it's pretty cool videos. I'll be honest. You don't get enough credit for your videos, and you should have definitely more views because
I appreciate that.
yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, and I deal with it myself. Nobody wants to hear about buy and hold. Nobody wants to hear about
Yeah.
making, 8% on your money on real estate. All people want to know is, where do I invest $1 and buy myself a Lamborghini?
Yeah, right.
And
Win
now,
Lambo, right?
right? And now people are starting to understand, wow, it's not like that. You can't just make money. It only lasts in waves, right? There's ups and downs. And now and I try to explain to people like Lofty is such a great product, although I think they're going to get shellacked in the next year. Listen, at least you're getting your returns, you're collecting your rent. Yeah, it might only be 7, 8, 9%, but you're getting it. As opposed to crypto, you don't know what's happening. How many cryptos are down like a ish ton of money. But yeah, your channel is great. You're showing people and it's interesting, right? Like recently, more and more people are starting to watch Algorand videos. Did you notice that? Like before, nobody watched them.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they are. Yeah, no, it's
I
interesting. I know because I got a lot of comments back when things were going well for crypto. I got comments that were like 8%. Who cares about that? And I'm like, yeah, but when the market goes down, I'm still going to be earning that 8%. And now that's playing out. Now I've noticed people are more interested in the lofty videos.
Yeah, 100%. There's going to be a huge amount of opportunity for Lofty in 6 to 9 months because Lofty, they basically buy on open market before it hits any listings. They deal a lot with Section 8, and they also do a lot of so Lofty buys things on the open market, and I have a feeling that the entire real estate market is going to take a huge dump, a lot worse than I initially thought, than everyone thought. And I think Lofty is going to give you some great returns and some great opportunities, and they're going to be buying a lot of these properties because they have the cash to do it. So they're in prime position as a company to make a lot of profits. And if somebody is looking to buy real estate, not financial advice, but for me personally, I would not be buying real estate now. I wouldn't be buying a Lofty for the next 6 to 9 months. But in around 9 months, there's going to be some amazing deals coming out of Lofty.
I
12
think you're
months,
right.
14 months. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is like to me, it's like one of the best real world applications. Like, so a lot of this stuff is like, well, is crypto just making in crypto, or is it like actually solving a real world problem? And this one, probably more than any, solves like a real world problem, because I wanted to invest in real estate, but I didn't. It's like it's a pretty big chunk of change to fork over to get, you buy your first investment property, and then it's like, well, am I going to be the one going and fixing the plumbing when it stops working, or changing the carpet or what have you, or am I going to pay someone to do that and cut into returns? And then on the other end, there's the REIT, where it's like, pretty much like an index fund for property. So I was like, this is the perfect like in between of that, where I can still pick properties, but I'm also like, I'm not the one that has to go over and change the light bulbs and all that. So that's one of the reasons why I like it so
In,
much.
Interesting. Did you have it for a year yet or no?
Yeah. It's I think I was on pretty much day one, or pretty close to it. In fact, I think I was on the wait
Question.
list.
You have a K1. Did you give your K1 to your attorney, to your accountant?
No, I felt like a 1099 on it.
So they give you a K1 as well, which you get to do depreciation,
Oh
and you
yeah.
need to give that to your accountant. So basically, the way that real estate works is, let's
Mhm.
just take a very simple number. Let's say you buy something for $100,000. You take 10% off for the land. That's like the rule of thumb. You're left with 90,000. You divide 90,000 by 27 and a half, which is the legal IRS depreciation amount. And whatever that number is going to be, I don't know, it's like $3,000 or something like this, I think, whatever that number is going to be, you don't have to pay taxes on it because it's depreciation. So get a K1 from them and give it to your accountant, and they're going to remove, so basically like 25% of your rent you don't have to pay taxes on.
Oh
Listen,
nice.
it helps. Yeah, definitely. It's a really cool product. I try to get them on the show. They don't do interviews,
I know, I
supposedly.
did too.
Matter of fact, yo, like I feel like the entire Algorand community be shunning me. Nobody does interviews with my channels, and
Really?
I think I have. It's very weird because I think I have the biggest channel that consistently does Algorand videos,
Yeah, I think you
and
do.
nobody comes on my freaking channel. Like I'm trying to get a pass right now to Decipher. I was able to get um, a sponsor to send me out over there, and I'm trying to get like a press pass right now. I hope they give me one. I feel like I feel like a little bit
Good.
underrated, like under the radar. It's very weird, right?
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I kind of feel like that too sometimes.
Do
I
you?
notice there's like other stuff I tend to be excluded from, but then I get like, I don't know, I've got a lot of positive attention too. Like I know there was an article that came out that was listing Algorand creators, and they named me as one of the ones to watch. So that was pretty cool.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah, nobody lists me on anything. Nobody
No,
cares about me. I asked Mr. Ford for an interview when he first came on. He's like, "Yeah, I got you for an interview." Never did. Went on the Coop show. Never forgot about Adam. And then I spoke to uh, Leo Eddie from Coinbase. You know Coinbase?
heard of
Eddie
it.
from
Yeah.
Coinbase. They're the ones that are doing the Nigerian project, and
Oh, gotcha.
they helped. Yeah, and they helped with El Salvador with putting the Chivo wallet on the Algorand rails. And not once, twice this guy deaded me twice. And like I have messages. He's like the first I made it like in a video. He was supposed to come on my show. I got him on the Twitter space. I'm like, bro, can you come on my channel? I have a large audience. At the time, I had like 11,000 subs. I'm like, I would love to hear about you. And I have like a unique situation where I can actually explain traditional finance and banking system and things like that. So I could like mesh it really well. And he was like, yeah, I'm going to come. Never showed up. And then I made a video about Koi Banks, and I gave him a shout out. And it somehow came out that they deaded me. And then he reaches out to like I guess his like assistant or vice president of marketing, whatever. And he's like, we need to get an Adam show. I contacted the guy. The guy literally messaged me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna reach out to Eddie and get back to you. That's it. And nobody gets back to me. So it's like they have a line of communication with me. And it's just weird because I have like so much publicity that I could give them and marketing. It doesn't make sense, but it's okay. It's all good. I love Algorand. I think the Algorand community is fantastic. I think the Algorand community is waiting to go viral. I think the Algorand community wants the meme-like army, meme-like culture. And anybody that says that, oh, we're not a meme. No, you don't want to be a meme. You want to have the, technical know-how and technical support of the actual technology, underlying technology.
Mhm.
But you need to have that meme-like push, that virality to actually go to the moon. Because like if you have a book, but your cover sucks, nobody's paying attention, nobody's reading the book. So
Exactly.
my goal is to try to get Algorand to that like next push. That's why it's very important to support all the content creators. It's very important to heart everything and retweet everything and move forward as a unit, because this is how you get viral. You get trending, TikToks, Twitter, Instagram, like things like this. So yeah, it's great that you're putting other content creators on your show and being able to talk. Really, really
Yeah, I
cool.
think it's fun. I think it's fun to do. Like I had Crypto Nerd was the first one I reached out to. That was before it was even monetized. Like it was way back. And then I had Crypto Hour. He hasn't been doing anything. He just had a new son, so I think he's a little busy with that. He hasn't been posting, but he was a fun guy.
Am I the only full-time like YouTuber that does Algorand, like actual only YouTuber?
As far as like full time,
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know anything about JT Invest in You or Crypto for Change.
got
I
it.
think one of them too. I don't know. I don't know anything about those guys at all. So maybe they're full time too. I don't know, but I'm hoping.
Cool,
I'd
cool,
like to
cool.
be. I'd like to be. I have this. I have a local news newsletter, like a subscription based
Nice.
one,
What do
and
you
I'm
do if
like,
you don't mind me asking? Like besides for like, what do you do in your regular life?
oh
What's your
yeah, I'm a
business if you don't mind?
journalist.
Journalist. Oh, of
Yeah,
course. You have a Substack for your newsletter?
I do.
Cool, cool, cool. And how
Yeah.
often do you write?
So I do for the Substack. I do. I have like a weekly free post that's kind of like the summary, kind of like summarizing the local news and sports and entertainment going on, and then I have like a long form that I do on the weekend usually. So usually twice a week,
Nice.
and
And
the subscriber base is growing. So I'm hoping between the YouTube and the subscriber base, I can make these things my full time occupation.
do they
Just
pay you?
kind
Like, is it? So I just started a Substack. I have a lot of, I started a Substack because I started giving away like these Algorand books. You can't see them, the Scaramucci Algorand books.
oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and I made a Substack because I want people's email addresses so that I can reach out to them in the future. Because in 2023, I'm looking to do some promotions and giveaways and some marketing, some really cool stuff. So my friends like make a Substack is the easiest way to get emails. And that was pretty good. I collected like 70 emails, which is really, really cool because you get a direct access. But you can monetize that, right? You could charge per
Yep.
month from the Substack.
Yep. Yeah,
And
I'm at like a few thousand a year right now with that. So
nice.
just keep growing that,
And
keep growing the audience.
how do people find you? Is it
That's
organic or you have to just shill your own project?
that's the hard part. It's kind of hard on when you're doing something locally that you can't like. It'd be different for like a national. If I was doing Algorand one, which I thought about doing either as like I said, I might do it just for collecting emails at first. Then you could use a lot like social media a lot. I kind of did that here, kind of spread the word via social media here, just on like when I do a local story. I try to do some free stories that way I can spread those around. People can share them around. That brings in
Nice.
my free one every week. That kind of brings in the free subscribers. And I've started doing some Facebook ads too. I've had pretty good luck with that. And then I convert them I'll do like a post. My best converting posts are usually, they let you put like a paywall, like in the middle of the article. I'll do like, I'll try to do like, I'll be like really good about doing like a cliffhanger. So it's like,
Yeah,
oh, you gotta pay to see the rest of it. And it's been working pretty well.
that's cool, man. Like, I think, man, I'm so excited for this shit. Like,
Mhm.
I think this world is just changing so much that you have the
Yes.
opportunity. Like, bro, think about it. Like, I'm a content creator. I
Mhm.
I effing speak to people that listen to me in my real life. Nobody wants to listen to me. All I do is talk about finance and crypto and real estate. Nobody wants to listen to me. And now I have 14,000 people that actually listen to me, right? And like
Right.
same with you. Like, yo, you like to write, you're a journalist. Now you have a website where people can pay to listen to you, to
Mhm.
so to speak. It's 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 truly a remarkable thing, right? It's
It
truly,
is.
truly a remarkable thing.
You know,
And
the
I
thing I like
believe that.
about YouTube too, I think they do a good job finding an audience for you. Like of all the, because I've had websites before, I've had other stuff, and it's like a real grind to get your word out there. And I feel like YouTube, you know, for I know there's criticisms of it, and probably some of them are deserved, but of all the platforms, they really do a pretty good job of like putting you in front of the people that they think want to hear your message.
So the really cool thing about what you just said. So my friend, I'm actually an investor for a platform called Audia, like audio idea, Audia.
Mhm.
My man Amit, he's a YouTuber as well. He started it as a startup where it's only for audio. Imagine like YouTube, but for audio. Because a lot of people listen to YouTube in the background when they're driving or in their headphones when they're like on a train or something like that, or in the bus, whatever.
Mhm.
And the problem is if you are a audio creator, like somebody playing music or beatboxing, or let's say you want to read out your story, you're not going to be found on YouTube because you're competing against like, it's like 5,000 hours per minute is uploaded. Some ridiculous
Right.
number.
Yeah.
And if you're going to Spotify or Apple Music, is exactly what you just said. Nobody's finding your content organically. You're not growing organically.
Yep.
So Odia is trying to do what YouTube did, but only for audio, where you're organically found. So it's pretty cool. And I get you when you say that.
Nice. Well, you know, speaking of the YouTube channel, like do you have like a mission that you think about? Because I've been thinking about this a lot. Like, what's my mission on this YouTube channel?
What's your mission? No, no, you tell me yours.
I will. I will. My mission is like it's twofold. I was thinking about this morning. It's really twofold. It's one, making it so people can understand crypto, because like in the, you know, in the real world, the thing I get the most, like people ask me about it and they're like, oh, that's too complicated. So my goal is like, and there's so many jargon terms that people don't understand. So my goal is to like make it understandable. And this is kind of what I've been doing for my career. You know, I take complicated issues and break them down so people can understand them. So it's really helped me here. It's all kind of come full circle on the channel. And then my second one is to cut through the hype, because I the thing that used to annoy me when I would watch something, like I'd watch about some DeFi platform and I think, well, that sounds great. I can do that. Okay, cool. And then I would get into it and there'd be like 20 things that they didn't tell me. Like the Ethereum fees were one of them. That was a big sticking point. And you know, so I was like, well, when I do this stuff, I want to do it more like I'm doing an experiment, and I'm going to show you the results of the experiment so you can decide for yourself. Okay, here's the good stuff, here's the bad stuff. Because if you watch my video and then you go to do the thing that I'm telling you about, I don't want you to be surprised. You know, I want you to like already know, here's the pain point. Yeah, you're gonna have to, yeah, this form is really complicated. You know, it looks like you have to do this, but you have to do that. So I say those are my twofold missions, is to basically make it simple and then cut through the hype.
Right on, man. That's awesome. I love it. So my personal mission is to be able, this is for me, my personal mission. And then I have a YouTube mission. So personal mission, I want to be able to support my family through doing social media so that I can enjoy half the day working and half the day spending with my son. I enjoy waking up, seeing him in the morning, feeding him, and things like that. That's my personal mission, to be able to live off of social media. And because I had a business for 19 years, I know how to grow things. I want to actually do a social media or marketing empire, media empire brand. And that's why I'm so hard on all of the different social media outlets. So that's my personal goal. My goal for the channel is obviously to educate people and give people the good and the bad. I feel like 90% of the YouTubers out there are talking about what they're being paid to talk about, or they're talking about only what gets clicks and likes. So
Yeah.
I used to cover SafeMoon a long time ago, which is a very, very meme token. And I
Yeah.
held it. Uh, and but I never invested for it like, oh, it's going to go to the moon, it's going to be the next killer of everything. No, there's a lot of hype behind it. It can grow. All they need to do is ABC, okay? But not all this fluff BS around it. Anyways,
Mhm.
when I do that, I hold the actual asset that I'm talking about. 90% of the YouTubers, they'll talk about anything. They're straight whores, sluts, and prostitutes. 90% of the YouTubers. And it kind of made me aggravated. On top of that,
Mhm.
most YouTubers, and I'm going to say this very carefully, including the big YouTubers, do not know how to use DeFi. So most YouTubers, especially the biggest crypto YouTubers, do not know how to actually use crypto. They use central exchanges, they use Voyager, they use Celsius, they use Coinbase. They don't know how to actually use DeFi, which I believe is an absolute shame.
It
So
is.
my goal is to explain the actual technology, help people do the actual technology, and explain the actual technology in layman's terms so that anybody can use it. That's the goal of this channel.
Yeah, sounds like our channels are pretty aligned then.
Yeah,
That's cool, man. Well, Adam, it's been awesome having you on. We'll definitely have to
sure, right on.
do this again sometime. Is there anything you want to leave viewers with before I let you go?
Nah, man, just believe in your dreams, guys. Outside of crypto, outside of stocks, outside of investing, just believe in your dreams. Do whatever is going to make you happy, and follow them. Follow them. We're living testaments. You could do whatever you want in this life.
Heck yeah. Adam, it's been awesome having you on the channel. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, BC.
Thanks you guys for watching, and as I always say, we'll see you in the future.